Hey, call me Shape. And today I'm reacting to a video titled 18 Reasons Why Older Men Are Staying Single and Love It. Let's get right into it.
You want to know why men over 40 are staying single? I'll tell you why. Because society raised women to be wives to careers, not husbands. And now the men who were once overlooked are watching rebellion unfold and choosing peace over chaos. These ain't excuses. These are the raw, unfiltered reasons men are walking away from modern women, and many of them don't plan on looking back. You better watch this all the way through or keep wondering why that good man ain't calling you back. Let's set the record straight. This ain't about men being bitter. This ain't about men being weak. This is about men getting wise, men getting structure, and men finally realizing what marriage has turned into and what it costs when you choose a woman who ain't built for submission, peace, or purpose. And if you're one of those women thinking, well, maybe he just can't handle a strong woman, sit tight. You're about to find out he didn't lose interest. He gained clarity. First reason, divorce destroys a man's life. Older men have seen it too many times. Good men getting gutted in court. He loses his house, he loses his pension, his legacy, and she walks away with half his world for bringing nothing but attitude to the table. Why would any man jump into a legal system designed to reward rebellion and punish masculinity? Reason number two, there ain't no wives left, just women with Wi-Fi and wigs. Let's be real, men aren't seeing helpmeets anymore. They're seeing overweight, masculine, overly opinionated, sexually entitled women with teenage kids and zero submission. You think a 45-year-old man who's built structure wants to babysit dysfunction? No. He's dodging destruction, not avoiding love. Reason number three, peace over problems. Every time. Men are realizing something dangerous to the modern women. Their peace is more valuable than your presence. Why invite drama into a house that's already quiet, clean, and under control? A real man doesn't chase chaos just because he's lonely. Reason number four, most of y'all ain't wives. You're just performing until you get to the altar. Men are waking up to the bait and switch. You cook during the dating phase, smile during engagement, and once the ring landed, you turn into his opposition, not his support. Older men now see it coming from a mile away, and they're choosing out before they get dragged in. Reason number five, masculinity is now considered a threat. We live in a culture where structure, headship, and strength are labeled toxic. So older men ask, why step into a system that demonizes everything you stand for and then expects you to pay for dinner too? Reason number six, women compete more than they cooperate. I'm gonna say it again. Women compete more than they cooperate.
Before he goes into that, this man is cooking. He's cooking fast, okay? He got the heat all the way up. And I came across his video. His video is about 3 months old. It has over 500,000 views. And there's a lot of women in the comments bitter as hell. Okay? Bitter as hell. I'm telling you. But I do agree. Look, women absolutely learned how to compete and not cooperate. Because they don't think a man is good enough. They think men are stupid and dumb. Hollywood told them that they're smarter than their husbands. And they're more capable than their husbands. And so what's left? You know, and I agree with him. He said one of the first things he said was, men are getting destroyed in divorce court. And women are rewarded for rebellion. Yeah, what the hell? I ain't trying to reward that. And girls are going to say, oh, you're afraid of commitment. You're afraid of commitment. No, I'm afraid of rebellion. That's what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid of me giving you this ring, and now that's empowering you to destroy me. For what? You know what I'm saying? We need to punish rebellion. If you leave your man, if you divorce your man, it needs to be a straight cutoff of finances and everything, because it's one-sided, right? It's one-sided that we are compelled as men to financially provide for you after we're divorced because we brought finance into a relationship, but you're not compelled to keep giving us what you brought into a relationship. Cooking, cleaning, sleeping with a man. The court can't compel a woman to do that. They can't even do that when y'all married. Forget about when you're divorced. But everything we bring to the table, especially the most important thing, our finances, the court can compel us against the fear of us being thrown in prison to keep giving y'all money. But they can't force y'all to cooperate with us or sleep with us. Imagine that. And you want us to sign up for that? If y'all want marriage to come back, the laws have to be completely changed. I'm telling you, it has to be completely changed, ripped up, start all over again. And you know what? I'm saying the hell with it. Look, I believe in Christian marriage. I believe in biblical marriage. I don't even believe in the state marriage. Because now y'all marrying people that look alike. Y'all gonna marry people. I ain't want to talk about the people that are allowed to get married now. Soon people gonna be able to marry pigs and dogs and horses. Hey, listen up, Safe Squad. Are you tired of being ignored by women? Well, download my free ebook, Be Attractive and Shut Up. It's going to teach you how to master attraction, build unshakable confidence, and win with women without words. Because chances are you're not ugly, you just talk too damn much. So download my free ebook, Be Attractive and Shut Up, and take control of your dating life right now. Now let's get right back to the content.
Men don't want to debate every decision in their home. They don't want to fight for respect from a woman who thinks submission is oppression. If a woman can't follow, she don't belong in a marriage. She belongs in corporate America, not your house. Reason number 7. The feminized marriage model failed. The happy wife, happy life formula? Yeah. That turned into miserable husband, maxed out credit card, and zero intimacy. Older men are rejecting this emotional dictatorship disguised as a relationship. Reason number 8. Their value finally caught up with their age. Most women peak in attention by 25. Most men peak in value by 45. And now, older men are finally being respected for what they bring, not just what they can buy. They're not desperate. They're discerning. Reason number 9. Older men want purpose, not pretty problems. They don't want a fling. They want alignment. They're not interested in another Instagram model with attitude. They're looking for a wife who builds legacy, not a woman who wants to match energies. Reason number 10. High standards or no standards at all. Older men don't need company. They need cooperation. And if a woman can't match his vision, values, and order, he'd rather keep his house clean, his spirit quiet, and his wallet closed. Reason number 11. He's experienced more peace without a woman. I'm gonna say that again. Older men have experienced more peace without a woman. This one hurts, but it's real. Most men have experienced more peace being single than they ever had in a relationship. No drama, no arguing, no ego wars. And once a man takes that kind of quiet, he stopped chasing noise. Reason number 12. Wisdom comes with wrinkles. Older men ain't simping anymore. They've been through it. Lied to, used, manipulated. Now they don't waste time. They test first, trust later, and never negotiate headship again. Reason number 13. The dancing monkey phase is over. He used to dress up, say the right things, and play Mr. Romantic just to impress a woman who wasn't even a wife. Not anymore. Now he leads. And if she can't follow, he exits. No performance, just purpose. Reason 14. The dating pool is spiritual poison. Tinder, Instagram, DMs, fake femininity, softcore porn disguised as selfies. Older men are done swimming in this cesspool and calling it dating. They're looking for a suitable wife, not clicks, submission, not selfies. Reason number 15. Loss of sex drive, or they just avoiding intimacy altogether. Some men stay single because they lost the desire for sex or see no use for it anymore.
Okay, I can't get down with this part, okay? Loss of desire in sex? What? I'll tell you what, though. I lost my desire in just casual, because, you know, I'm 37. I'm not 45. And he says men peak at 45. That makes me happy. That means I got 8 more years. And I'm already popping. I already got motion right now. So 8 years from now, I'm going to peak? What? That's almost a decade for me to grind. You know, I'm going to be a multi-millionaire by then. And I don't mean millionaire by network millionaire. I mean earning millions a year, okay? That's what I want to do. I found out recently, I went on ChatGPT, and they told me 0.5% of men earn $1 million a year. So that's what I'm going for, 0.5%. And if you go for something like that, you got to have a lot of ambition. In order to have that much ambition, you have a high sex drive. So yeah, men, if you're older and you're 45, you're losing your sex drive, I'm telling you, bro, you might want to get healthy, okay? I'm going to keep it real with you. You might want to lose some weight, okay? And I'm coming up with programs to help men, because those who know, I'm a personal trainer. I've been a personal trainer for over 5 years. And a lot of the diseases that men have, erectile dysfunction, obesity, hypertension, all this stuff is caused by your diet, okay? I actually have the world's greatest doctor coming to interview on my channel very soon. We actually went and shared emails back and forth together. His name is Dr. Peter Rogers. We were talking in email today, so I got something special for you guys to help you finally get past all the BS that society told us about feminism, society told us about health, all that stuff. Okay, I don't want to get too into it right now, but I'm excited. I'm doing for you guys as a labor of love, and I built myself up to the point now where I could attract great guests. So this guy, he's a great guest in his own right. He got a following in his own right. He's on bigger channels as well, and all the information he has is going to be shared with you guys. So let me know in the comments, what they think is a good day to interview him. Should I interview him live so you guys can ask questions? We're going to figure that out. But yeah, if you're losing your sex drive, I understand from the standpoint that like the juice ain't worth the squeeze, but you still should be a horn dog. I'm just saying, okay? You still should be a horn dog. If you got to do what you got to do, take care of that. I understand it, but don't lose your sex drive, okay? Because the minute your pecker don't work no more, I feel like your masculinity don't work no more. That's just me personally.
While that might seem like peace on the surface, let's call it what it is. It's spiritual decay disguised as maturity. If a man is no longer interested in physical intimacy with his wife, he's not healthy. He's disconnected from purpose. Sex within a marriage isn't just pleasure. It's covenantal reinforcement. So while this may be a reason, it's also a warning. You might want to go get that fixed. Reason 16, desire for freedom without accountability. Let's not lie. Some men want freedom, not structure. They don't want to lead a wife, raise children, or build anything that requires discipline. And while it may feel logical to avoid responsibility, in my book, that's rebellion from your divine purpose. Freedom without leadership is chaos. And if you're running from being the head of a household, you're not avoiding bondage. You're avoiding maturity. Reason number 17, fear of emotional vulnerability. A lot of men avoid relationships not because of bad women, but because they don't want to feel, reveal, or heal. They've been hurt, so they just stay cold. A man who can't lead emotionally will either become a tyrant or a coward. You don't escape betrayal by shutting down. You escape by building with discernment. Reason number 18, and this is actually the final reason. Thanks for watching. Make sure y'all like this video. Reason number 18, some just don't want to lead at all. And let's be brutally honest. Some older men aren't staying single because of women. No. They're staying single because they're lazy, disobedient, and refuse to carry weight. They're weak, not wise. They're passive, not peaceful. And they'll blame the culture while secretly knowing they're avoiding their calling. All right, here's my final thoughts on this. Because I actually asked a lot of guys, I sat down with a lot of guys, talked to them over live virtual calls, and I just was gathering data and gathering, information to try to put together some type of solution or a video that you're watching right now. So here's the problem. A lot of these reasons are logical, but that doesn't mean they're righteous. Yes, the dating market is trash. Yes, most modern women aren't wives. Yes, marriage today is a battlefield, but none of that justifies abandoning the assignment. A man who knows his role doesn't run from it. He just becomes more selective about who he qualifies for his leadership. He doesn't stop being a husband. He just refused to marry a woman who ain't a wife. And here go my last thoughts. So, to the older man, if you're an older man watching this, the message ain't to stay single forever. It's to stay single until you find structure, submission, and sanctification. Most of y'all in America. Most of y'all in the United States. Most of y'all right here. And that may be your problem. I hear a lot of men saying that traveling abroad is an alternative option to finding a suitable wife. Fellas, if you have experience with women overseas, let us know down in the comments if this is a great alternative. Most importantly, fellas, stop marrying rebellion just because you're bored. Stop tolerating chaos just because you're horny. Your legacy is too expensive to waste on a woman who won't follow you. And if you're a woman watching this video wondering why men like him don't want you, maybe you ain't a helpmeet. Maybe you just been playing dress up in rebellion. And to the fellas who may have found a woman to vet out, watch this video next.
Okay. Shout out to you, brother. I'm going to put his link in the description. You guys can check my brother out. His name is Darwin McPherson. Okay, I actually was just talking to a girl named McPherson. Had to cut her off. Had to cut McPherson off, okay? Seemed like a sweet girl, but she was 36, and I found out she had fibroids already, and so she had the fibroid surgery and got things removed. And in my mind, I'm like, you're so long in the tooth, you done hit the wall and then some. And so for me to try to come up here and pick up the pieces and be the cleanup guy, I don't want to do it. And on top of that, she didn't seem that excited about having the conversation. She had the conversation, but she seemed like she's just so burnt out from dating and she's just miserable. And I'll talk about that another time. A couple things I want to address here. I'm glad that this, by the way, I've never heard of this brother before. If you guys heard of Darwin before, let me know in the comments. Never heard of him before, but I'm going to check his channel out more. So I recommend you guys go subscribe to this channel as well. But I really like this video. It's a quick video, 9-minute video. And at first I thought it was going to be all about pointing the finger at women, but I'm glad that he turned it back around at men and said, you know what, we got our issues too. And even though we might be staying single, and even though there might be legitimate reasons, it doesn't mean that we could abandon our purpose. This is something I really agree. Men, you have to understand that even though times are difficult, times for men have always been difficult. They're just difficult in a different way now. Now we have chaos within our household. Before, the chaos used to be outside. It used to be external. But now, externally, everything's sweet, right? Life is pretty good outside. You know what I'm saying? For the most part. I know there's some people can live in violent neighborhoods, and we ain't going to get into that. But for the most part, America is relatively safe. You could get out the way. Okay? So I just think that we have a different challenge now in our times. Our challenge is dealing with a rebellious woman. Our challenge is dealing with a society that tries to put down men, elevate women, and has confused our women to believe that they're superior to men. And this is, to me, the premise. This is the culprit for why a lot of women do not cooperate, because they don't believe we're clever, we're smart enough, we deserve cooperation. But, and maybe women are going to like that I say this, not all women. There are still wives out there. There's still traditional women that share your values. You have to be diligent in finding them, and better yet, be diligent in attracting them. I'm going to personally do, and you guys can do whatever you want. I'm just going to keep leveling up. I suggest you do the same thing. Whatever your career is, whatever your job is in life, if you didn't find a wife in college, you didn't find a wife in high school, and now let's say you're in your 30s, mid-30s, late 40s, or early 40s, keep leveling up so your options become more and more attractive, okay? That's what I'm doing. I'm not going to rush into a relationship. I'm not going to deal with nonsense and rebellion because I'm horny. No, okay? I got my hand for that, respectfully. Okay, I don't want to get too detailed, but you get what I mean, okay? Men, we can take care of our issues without women in that way. However, I do believe God ordained us to be and have a wife. I mean, to be a husband. Oh my God, that sounded crazy. To have a wife, to be husbands, to have a family, to have headship. You know, it's part of our job. You know, people think that it's a bad time to have kids. It's always been a bad time to have children, right? The human experience has never been easy. And honestly, it's probably the easiest it's ever been. Because we live in such developed societies and economies, especially here in America. Around the world, it's a lot harder, and people cooperate a lot more. That's kind of the funny part. If there's chaos externally, there's peace internally. If there's chaos internally, there's peace externally. And that's kind of the challenge that a lot of men are dealing with, right? It's either the devil's outside or the devil's on the inside. Either way, we have to slay the devil, okay? Slay the devil. Okay, take it on your shoulder. It's your responsibility, and I think all of us can handle it. I really do. I think all of us can handle it. Okay, and it depends what you believe on. If you believe that you need to go extinct after you, then do so. I don't believe so. I believe that I'm a great man, and I need to replenish the earth with my greatness. Okay, that's just the smallest thing we could do. Okay. Anyway, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Channel blowing up. I appreciate you guys. Check out some of my other videos, and I'll see y'all over there.